Hi, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. Today, I am going to be talking to you a bit about jewelry and what I've been doing with the jewelry that I've thrifted or have been gifted. And obviously, a lot of work has been done prior to this video. A lot still remains to be done. I don't know how much I'll actually do on camera, but you know, if you have access to gifted or thrifted jewelry, you may be interested in some of the basic ideas that I'll be discussing today. Now, some of these pieces you may have seen in thrift haul videos or kind of happy mail videos. I also want to say that if you want a more detailed, informative, technique-wise video, then you should probably check out Kim Newberg's channel. She did a multi-part series on, well, if you remember, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that in March I met her for the first time, her and Thelma, in Manitoba. And we each got a $15 bag of jewelry, you know, basically crafting quality jewelry at an antique show on the way as they were delivering me to the airport to come back home. Anyway, so Kim set about working on hers and using up every single piece, and I've mixed mine up with other items, and anyway, probably enough talking and time to start showing. Now, one of the things that both Kim and Thelma do is create beaded window dangles. Now, I probably should have made a note about how long this is. Of course, the length of a window dangle is going to obviously depend on the height of your windows and, you know, the look you're after. Now, for those of you who have watched for a while, you know that purple and orange are favorite colors. Aubergine, eggplant, you know, those sorts of things. I actually have feature walls in those colors. So I'm not even sure where this came from, but because of its structure, it seemed to be perfect for using as a window dangle. All I did was add on this earring piece at the bottom. I'm not sure why that little ring is there. I brought very few. Oh, that's why it's holding those two pieces together. Can't get anything past this kid, let me tell you. So, and at this end, I'm thinking I might have added this spirally thing. It seems to me it had a black bead hanging. I've removed that to use elsewhere. And then this was just part of another necklace. So what these gals do is they add one of these binder rings. This is probably, I think it's a little bigger than an inch across. But again, that will be determined by the rod that you intend to dangle your let me not rustle around too much looking for that, or I could probably try it on my grid here. So the opening is roughly an inch. So, of course, you then just open it up, put it over the rod across the top of your window, and you have instant glamour. So there was that. Now with this one, these are glass beads, and again, sort of that amethyst color. I added the ring at the top, this chain. Well, in fact, this was probably, yeah, I would say this, no, I hope you can see it all, was the necklace in its entirety. And then I just added on this focal heart, because something this thick would be pretty hard to work into, pretty hard to kind of make work easily in a journal. It would have to either be part of a spine dangle, probably a removable spine dangle, and or part of a journal topper because of the bulk. So there are those. I will talk a bit more about that in a bit. So one thing that Kim also talked about was how she had thrifted some sort of a stand of some sort that she was using to put her finished products on. Well, I wasn't going to wait forever or look forever or anything like that. So I just ordered something. I ordered 2 of these. I guess I should pull out a ruler and give you an idea of dimensions, because without that, I mean, some of this is probably a bit meaningless to you. So it's almost 10.5 wide. It is about 13 inches tall, and that includes the base. Maybe I should try to lay this down a bit so that you can see some stuff. So you can see that there, a lot of what I've done, and all of these things are dangling using bulb pins. Now, whether or not the bulb pin is actually the mechanism that gets used to when these dangly things are added to a journal, of course, remains to be seen. I find that quite often bulb pins are really hard to, like, they're frustrating to use. I mean, well, the jury's out. Sometimes, like for a purpose like this, you can't beat them. But sometimes they don't work very well because they twist and turn, and you think you've got a position just right, and then you turn a page and it's not the way you wanted it. So you can see that some of this is very, very, very basic. So this was these 2 were probably they're probably off earrings. This one has an extra link here, not that it matters. This is beautiful. It's, I just centered, or I put the bulb pin through the center link there. And of course, who doesn't love those colors? And it is just a-okay as it is. This is very simple. I think I must have taken it off something because I didn't do that. This too, very beautiful. Oh, I see that it has a loop at the bottom, which means that I should be adding something else. So I wonder how I try to lay this down here. And I'll just take this off as a reminder that this one needs a little extra attention. So, and Kim does spend a lot of time in one of the early videos talking about when you get a bunch, a bag, whatever, an assortment of jewelry pieces, what you want to look for. And that could be whether or not you accidentally got something of value, something that's either 925 silver, sterling silver, or, even some gold pieces. And then, also teaches a person to look for these built-in places to attach, a jump ring or something additional. Okay, these, I don't know where, these are wooden and they're feathers. And for those of us that love feathers, it just, and I think I have several more clumps of these because it probably came off a necklace. So, it's kind of disorderly the way these are hanging here. I guess if that annoyed me at the time of use, I could turn them around, play with them so that they lie a little bit flatter. This is something, well, how can we do this? Well, maybe I should just take it off. In this case, I did do a bit of work to it, a bit of construction. And again, I don't think that there's anything wrong whatsoever with taking advantage of the things that are ready to use as they are. So in this case, I had, I think I had that piece of chain with this dangly thing. So this would have come off a, that says Kenneth Cole. That would have come off a necklace, maybe one of those expansion type or extender type sections of chain. These two things were obviously earrings. So I just removed the probably shepherd's hook that was the way to wear them, and replaced that with a jump ring. Now, let me just untangle this a bit. I think that's the way I had it. Let's just see what the length is here, because I wasn't really measuring as I went. So that is essentially 8 inches as you see it there, which means that, you know, that would be pretty well the maximum length if you wanted this to be a spine dangle or part of a spine dangle. So to this end, it appears that I added and if it seems like well, shouldn't you know, you're the one that did it. If I seem, you know, dazed and confused, it's because I've been looking at doing little bits, deconstructing, putting jump rings on, doing this over a course of not just weeks, but months. So that's why some things, you know, it's just the details are gone. I clearly added this part here, which would have been another probably dangly bit. I don't know if it was an earring, then the pair is gone. Its mate is gone. And then I also added this little dangly thing because it too was solo. And of course, you know, it's all about the eye of the beholder. So because this has kind of, you know, airy, loose, delicate look to it, I wouldn't add a great big clunky thing to it because that would change the total feeling for it. I'll try to show you more of these things without having to take them off if I can help. Oh, that's probably way out of reach. Well, I should have. Okay, this. Maybe I could just leave the hooks there. Okay, this, I don't remember where I got it, but I got it as is. And it is obviously a vintage lens thing that an optometrist would have used, because there's the little handle, and it probably had a number on it. This bit has been added. The image has been added. And again, I don't know how or where I got it. Somebody's added some leather or something here at the back to finish it. So why would I do anything more to that? This, geez, if I'd have known, I should have thought this through. This is attractive on its own. I just added a ring and left it there. The ones that are very simple, I won't bother taking off. This is just a cute little dragonfly. Now this is a chunkier, you know, he looks like he's maybe been through it a bit. A chunky, pretty dimensional elephant. And again, thick. So this would be best used as a spine dangle. So because there were these two existing little rings, holes, whatever you want to call them, I just added a couple of dangly bits. And all I really did was thought, well, okay, red eye, that looks close enough there. Not sure why I added this, to be honest, but it's fine. And again, you know, the bulk and the mass of this brass elephant probably could have withstood heavier dangly bits, but I chose to leave it at that. This is just a very big, sparkly, I don't know if it would have been an earring or not, but it's fine the way it is, so I just left that at that. These were earrings. I just, again, added the rings and left it at that. I don't really remember how much I did here. I think I attached this ball. Again, a big thing. That's got to be a good 3/4 of an inch or possibly more in diameter. So that seems to, I mean, that would fit on a certain type of project. Chandelier earrings are very appealing to me because they already look like, oh, somebody did quite a bit of work to that. Oh, you know what? I see some of these things aren't quite done. These 2 out of the 3 of these dangly things have a little tiny, let's call it a feather at the end. The 3rd one is missing. So it makes me want to do one of 2 things. I can be 99% positive I do not have a feather that tiny. So I think the alternative would be to take this one off, leave the center one in place, and maybe come up with some other little thing that I have 2 off that could become the decoration there. So I'll put this aside with that other green piece. Let me show you this one. Now, none of this stuff happens very quickly because it's a case of breaking down what you have and assessing it for its possibilities, and then playing around with some of the options that are available to you. So this was an earring, just with these 3, 3 different teardrop type shapes. I added a larger ring there, and then I just hooked on a few other items. Again, the whole idea is to kind of get some of this done quickly. It's not going to sit nice and neat the way I'm trying to lay them out here, because if in fact they become if they become dangles or spine dangles, page dangles or spine dangles, they will be in motion. They will be active. They're not going to lie down as I arrange them. So I'm not worrying my pretty little head over how that necessarily works. Now this would have been intact. So again, it was just a matter of trying to figure out, okay, what's the top here? And I don't even remember, did I add a ring or did I just loop it in this giant ring here? I guess I should actually put a jump ring on it. So, or maybe, oh, there is one right here. Oh no, that's attached. Anyway, I will figure this out and see if it needs a jump ring. I've shown you a chandelier type earring before. I wonder, can you even see what I'm showing you here? I guess so. So a chandelier, and then I just added this other kind of very aerodynamic thing to the hook that this little flower is attached to. I didn't want to go to the trouble of trying to attach something to the back of that. That wouldn't have been easy. I should probably take this off so I can better show you what I mean. I should probably also have something to point with. Okay, so this chandelier earring was pretty nice on its own. So this is the center off the center. But if I flip it over, you can see that it's got a curvature to it. So it's not flat. So the simplest thing, just to get a little extra interest and a little extra length, the simplest thing I could do was put a jump ring on this earring and attach the jump ring to the same ring that this little flower is hanging on by. So again, I don't think we necessarily need to suffer for our art. So if you can find a way to make your life easier, go for it. I can take this one off and show you. Again, I didn't do a darn thing to it. And, you know, sometimes it's just sheer luck that you get a piece that's attractive. It's got these 3 stones with claws and this little quarter moon. Oh, I guess it would help to show you the right side. This, you know, this moon here that has some embedded stones there and there. So again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, is my philosophy. Okay, so down here, of course, I was happy to find this because it's colors that I love, and it's pretty impressive. It's probably, well, that largest leaf is about 2.5 inches, so it makes an impact. This was already together, so easy peasy. This one, okay, this part here was an earring. Now I tried to find the space between, because there are four bits there. So, you know, you kind of think to yourself, well, 2 and 2. So I tried to center that. Now, why does it not look like I did that? Again, it's not going to be visible. Okay, let those guys go that way. So in between these 2, I had a piece of chain. I added this purpley flat disc here and left this little dangly bit. Added this purple glass stone here and added this flat black filigree type thing. I'm not even sure what that's made of. So the black repeats, the purple repeats, the silver repeats. So I thought that was kind of cool, and again, it was pretty quick to do. This is just, sorry, trying to save a little time here. This was just an earring. Again, oh, I see that there's a ring. Oh, I either can remove that jump ring. Where are my tools? Let me get it off there for ease of action. And of course, if you open the split ring, or no, the jump ring properly, you can reuse it. Now, typically, you know, you're supposed to have 2 of these kind of needle nose pliers. Usually the metal is so soft that I don't feel the need for it. My fingers work just fine on the other side. So you don't pry them open, you twist them. So one half comes towards you, the other half goes away from you. And then when it comes time to close it again, I guess I didn't open it far enough. When it comes time to close it again, you just reverse that action and it will close neatly. I know Kim talks about you can actually almost hear it click. And I have to say, I've heard that. So I'm a believer. Now, I Still not open enough. Obviously, you want to open it as little as you can to do what you need to do. And because this ring, this smallest ring here, serves the purpose. It doesn't need the... Now, of course, if I wanted to add another element, that little ring would have been fine to keep there. I don't know that there's anything more to show you that I haven't already shown you, other than, you know, a couple of cute owls. I, for one, would never wear anything like this, but boy, would those be cute on a journal. Okay, so I'm going to set these things aside and hope I remember what I was supposed to do with each one. Some are for rehanging and some are to need a little extra. Now, I had just bought an assortment of these rings. It helps that they're kind of all together. So if I wanted to do this on location, I could. It's a variety of colors, and of course, I find that, you know, so there's, well, I don't know if copper was part of it. I could have thrown that in from elsewhere. But there's silver, kind of bronze, a few black ones, and gold. So that helps. Obviously, you would try to keep your metals similar unless you're totally mashing it up and mixing a variety of metal types. Let me see how we're doing for time. Okay, E6000 is kind of, well, the skull and crossbones tells you everything you need to know. It is stinky, but it does do the job of, you know, gluing things down. Now, it has about a 12-hour setup time, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, it's not like it's going to be, cure for 24 hours. Maximum strength may not be reached for 48 to 72 hours. So this isn't an impulse type product to use. Let me show you what I have in here. So there are, what is going on here? Oh, I see, that goes that way. Now this, once I broke the post off, there's really no way to turn this into a dangle unless I add another piece. And again, Kim goes into a few strategies as to how you can do that. Oh, I didn't bring that. Well, so that'll have to wait for another video. Anyway, basically what this little box, and certainly there are many more pieces that fall in this category, they are things that have had something removed, typically an earring back, so this would have been a clip-on, that, this one is different. It does have a hook there. So this theoretically could be used as is. However, a person would probably want to glue something on there that would allow you to keep on dangling. That needs repair. This is one of those, what is this, 1980s called and they want their earring back. These were earrings and they had a curvature to them. And I don't have that tool here either. Next time I talk jewelry, I'll show you what I did there. I was able to flatten it without really damaging anything using my silicone edged pliers. So where the teeth are, now they're not this shape, but just for demonstration purposes, there'd be about a 1/4 inch silicone piece on each side and I was able to straighten that out because it's obviously not very strong metal. Like flatten it out without doing any damage. So there, again, these are really cute, but until I glue something to the back of them, they are unusable to me. Now, something like this cute little flower, could serve, or even any of these, these are singles. These could be used just glued, straight onto a journal topper, providing the colors worked. This was a cute little thing. I think I might have more of these. Same thing here, because this is so neutral and it has a nice flat back, this could probably be glued to the center of a flower or just attached as a focal point. So I have something here that would be very challenging. It doesn't take, you don't need much space if you've got a pierced earring post attached to something cute like this. However, look how tiny that is. If you want to turn this into something that is dangleable, so whatever gets attached to it obviously has to fit within those parameters, or I'd have to think of some other way to enlarge this area to have more contact space for the glue. So that's just a little collection of things that are going to need extra steps, extra attention. And this will probably not shock you. Sometimes I do stuff in good faith, and then I find, oh, darn it, shouldn't have done that, and end up reversing myself. And I'll get to that in a moment. This, well, besides being noisy, is another one of those things. I don't think it has a closure. It wouldn't need it because you could easily slip it over. Oh, there. Oh, look at that lobster. Let me just see how long this is. Okay. This is about 46. What the heck? Must be two separate ones. 2 strands. I didn't realize that, and yet I must have put them together. Anyway, if I keep them together, they are over 46 inches long. So that would be a great length for another window dangle. And of course, should I choose to, like these things, I don't even know if it's possible to take this apart. And why would I try? That is thick, heavy chain, and it would be a miserable job to cut that off. So, I think sometimes just making the right decision can save one's, some heartache. But because of all these wide open links, a person could obviously add other elements to this and really bling this up a bit. But I don't think that's going to be that. This kit isn't going to be doing that. So I'll add that to that. Okay, I have obviously an earring like this. I would have taken off whatever was on the top there. That's okay, although it seems a little incongruous to me to have this metal. Is that the right side? I guess 6 of one, half dozen of the other. A little incongruous to have this shiny metal thing and then this kind of more, rusticy looking thing. And of course, there's a second one, and whether I took those off or they didn't have them, I don't know. But I do have other things that could be added. So this, again, I don't remember if I did it or it came that way. There are these sections, faceted beads with these little things that have, you know, a kind of a little eyelet type thing at each end. So I could, if any of these were similar, or they don't have to be, I guess. In fact, it's probably better if they're not. I could pick one of these. Again, we've got 5 potential places to hang stuff. I could hang this one from here because it's the longest. And I could add, I could add, say, those guys on the ends. And again, the possibility exists to add yet one more thing at the bottom. And that could be a bead or something more like a focal point. And because that is all I have, the only other way to really make this have any symmetry would be to remove this little pearl part, and that would be easy enough to do. And remove this little pearl part, and then I'd end up with, you know, 3, 3, 3, and 3. So that's a possibility. Another possibility, and I know that I took this off as some chandelier earrings, and I love this. I don't know. I only seem to have 2 of them, though. Again, a feather, a lovely little blue bead. So, yes, this is a different kind of metal, a different color of metal, but that's okay, especially if I continue to mix things up. I could add this there. I could add one of each of these. You know, of course, I'd have to add the rings, or maybe it would work better if these guys were on the outside because it's getting a bit crowded up there. Or I could add a little length of chain, you know, a fine chain. So you can see how, you know, half the fun, but it's a slow operation, is making those design decisions. So, I mean, to my eye, that looks a heck of a lot nicer than that does. But again, it's what what you intend for your final project. This tube of glue is really old. Really old. I'm not going to open it because it does stink. But typically, I would use a toothpick to get just a teeny tiny bit of glue for, you know, whatever it is I'm gluing. There's no need to squeeze out, you know, an excessive amount because it's unnecessary, and it's going to take longer to dry, and it's going to stink for that much longer. So, you know, I guess just keep that in mind. So I was teasing you with the idea that I did something that I thought was a good decision. And then I thought, oh, well, that was kind of not so smart. Or, no, let's be kinder to me than that. I changed my mind. Clearly, all of these pieces came from the same thing. So I must have gone to the trouble of separating them into dangle-sized pieces. So this probably would have been near the end and part of a closure. In fact, I even had a bulb pin on here because I was so sure that I had something smart happening. Here's a little piece of black chain. Did it come off here? No, it didn't. But hey, black is a predominant element here. So, and this is a zipper pull. Not sure where this came from or what, but I could certainly remove this little dangly bit here and reuse it. In fact, why don't I do that? You know how there was a point there where people were, I hope I can open it. That's pretty thick stuff. There was a point when decorating zipper pulls was sort of a thing. I don't know if that was for little kid fingers or if adults were doing it too, but I think I might need to cut that because I can't even get a good grip, never mind open it. Oh, maybe. And again, you know, sometimes using the right tool for the job makes a difference. I need something with more oomph than that, more horsepower than that. So what I intend to do is with some rings, and this chain is interesting in that it's double, like 2 links in every link consists of 2 links. So I will figure out the most pleasing way to do this, and I will put this all back together and add a binder ring, and I will have 1 more window dangle. And I think I am going to stop there because I've sort of run out of things that I can do with you, given that I don't have many more supplies right here with me. I'm all spread out on a big table in the bedroom. So, yeah. Why confine your mess to one room or one area of the house when you can slowly but surely encroach on every flat surface, every available closet, and entire other rooms? That's my philosophy, and I'm sticking with it. I will stop there. I hope that you found some value here. And I also hope that you would take a moment to comment and tell me if you have done any work with jewelry. Have you ever attempted to make window dangles? What's your favorite thing? What lesson have you learned? Like, you know, I'm all ears when it comes to learning something new. If I know it, I will tell you. If I don't know it, I'll ask you. And sometimes when a person really doesn't know something, you don't even know what you don't know. So if you ever see that I'm in that, floundering in that position, by all means, throw me a lifesaver. Throw me a line. Anyway, guys, this is this is a very gratifying activity because it's kind of miniaturized. The colors are extraordinary. The textures, it's like candy. It's colorful. It's tasty. And I think that using some sort of a jewelry display system, you know, whether it's thrifted or whether it's brand new, I think is going to be the thing that makes the difference as to whether or not I actually use what I'm making. Because if you don't know what you have or where you've got it and need to spend, you know, too long looking for it, then the joy is gone. An opportunity has probably been lost, and, you know, time has been wasted. So I will put these things all back on this rack and kind of keep it front and center as a reminder to actually use these things, because I've gone to the expense of buying the stuff. and doing some work with it, so it only makes sense to put it to good use. And I've been rearranging. I sort of went through the closet, like we have a walk-in closet, and I went through the clothing of mine that was on hangers, purged a bunch of it. Haven't gotten it through to a thrift store yet, but will. Anyway, use that opportunity to rearrange the entire closet, because of course there's some pieces of furniture in there as well. And one of the things I have, I think the drawer system is called Alex, A-L-E-X. So it's those drawers that come in a variety of sizes, and they're on casters. And anyway, would you believe I have that full of jewelry? Not precious jewelry, although there are things of value in there. And I'm thinking, now that I'm at home crafting 7 days a week, making videos and doing things like that, I am not wearing any of that, costume jewelry. And much of it I made myself several years ago, because there weren't that many options for someone like me who can't wear costume jewelry. And it's probably a blessing from above that I can't wear jewelry, because goodness knows how much I might have. So one of these days, I'm just trying to find the logical place to, I must have just had it hanging like that. I'm going to start going through that, and I don't know if you guys want to see that or not, but it will take, it'll take some time. But I do want to have some sort of a system where I can actually, like I said, sort, display, and be aware of what I have without because to make it and put it in a box, even if it's a jewelry box, and to forget about it or not get the visual cue to use it is hasn't worked for me. So that's what I need to do. And if you have come up with something that works for you and you think might work for me or other people who are reading those comments, then by all means share that as well. Because we're always looking. They used to say that there are a couple things certain in life, death and taxes. Well, let's add a third one, that we will always be seeking storage solutions. And I guarantee that is true for most of us. I wonder, could it be, like that ring just opened. I wonder if this ring is too thin, too lightweight for the weight of this fat little elephant. I think I better put a bigger ring on, or a thicker ring, not necessarily a bigger one. Anyway, you don't need to be here for that, so I'll let you go. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.